Yay.
Hi, Ricky.
Good morning. First one in class. Yay.
I have to admit everybody one by one, but I think this will be better than Teams.
What do you want from Zoom? Why do you choose Zoom?
So I can see everybody. It's hard to keep track of everybody when um,
Oh,
you can only see four at a time.
I think it allows 9 or 12 people on the screen in Zoom also, but it's a lot more than Teams.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for here.
Are you learning something new today?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Lewis.
Mr. Fabian.
What's going on?
I'm chilling. What are you doing? Do you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. It's boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
What is?
Being at home.
Oh, yeah. I hear that.
There's nothing to do. I heard Miss Kayla told me that you like TikToks.
She likes them more than I do. I don't know what she's talking about.
She said that she'll sit next to you while you scroll through them.
She's giving you too much info.
She told me that in advisory.
It's funny. There's some good ones. There's some good ones out there.
I told her to get the faculty to do a TikTok.
Which one should we do?
The one with the Drake's new song.
The Tootsie Slide?
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is so much better. Oh, this is great.
Why is Linval
林
so
芳，你这
orange?
个
Why is
林芳
Linval so orange? What happened to your camera?
林芳
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Something wrong.
小黄人。
Damn. Oh my goodness.
Huh?
That was funny.
Thank you.
Waiting on a couple more here. What we got? Aiton, Mafek, Susie.
Yo, Glenn, turn your camera on.
It is on. Can't see me?
Okay, waiting on a couple more here. Okay, Susie Mafek are in. All right. Well, as we figure this out and get everybody else in, there's a warm up posted on my school app. Take a couple minutes, get that taken care of, and then we will reconvene. We're going to talk about what do I have today on the agenda here? One sample t-test, and we got paired t-tests. and then that'll be it for this section. That'll be all the tests for this section. Okay. Sound good? Great.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get after it. We'll check back in at like 10:10.
Do we need to send an email after we're done?
Did I forget to put the upload thing on there again?
I don't think so.
Every time it happens. All right, should we get? Sorry. Who am I missing? Jerry? Oh, Jerry's in.
Can you hear me, Mr.?
Oh, there you are. Yep, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, Bethany. Where's Bethany?
Bethany have problem to connect to Zoom.
Okay. And then these will still be recorded, just FYI. So I'll make sure I post them to a common location.
Mr. Fabian?
Yep.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
How we doing? Almost uploaded?
No.
What are we doing?
The warm up?
Oh, I didn't. I came a little too late. Then I didn't know the other one.
You thought we were just chilling?
I would like be waiting on somebody, or I don't know.
Got it. No, yeah. Won't warm up on there. Let me see. How much more time do you think you guys will need?
5 more minutes.
Okay. Do you guys mind? Look, can we get started just so we can make sure that we get all the notes in? Actually, take another minute. I gotta get Zoom on my phone.
Mr. Fabian,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question to the warm up?
Yes.
How can we find P naught?
Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Because
Use that 275.
275 is
Mhm.
for, so X is 272.
That's your X bar.
Okay. And my X, when I type it in the calculator.
That's your X bar. That's your 272. Oh, you might be using the wrong test. I'm going to show you guys how to use that test today.
The one prop Z test or not?
No, this is one sample, remember? Because we're using X bar instead of P.
Or-
There we go. Okay. If you haven't finished the warm up, get it submitted by the time class is over. So like when we dismiss, just work on that and get it finished by the end of the class. But I want to really quick get into our next piece of thing. Sorry, trying to communicate with Bethany here. Okay, so we got one proportion z-test, one sample z-test. So the next step is, what happens if we don't have a standard deviation, right? A known standard deviation. That's when we go from z to t, right? So that's going to be the next step here. So to do this, let's go with, share my screen. Go here, share. One sample t-test. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yep.
Great. Okay, this problem might look familiar. Great, even better. Wow, this is so much better than Teams. This is unbelievable. Very happy right now. Okay. You guys remember this problem? When working properly, a soda machine will dispense with a mean of 12 ounces. A quality control engineer. Yep. So this is a common theme in all of my questions that they kind of bounce back from earlier ones. Okay, so we draw a random sample of 8 cups and record the following amounts. Okay, is there evidence at the 5% level that the machine is overfilling the cups? Okay, so we might take a second, get the problem down. I'm going to switch over to my board. Can you guys see me over here?
Not really.
Is it because I have the screen shared? Do I need to get out of that?
I don't know.
I think you need to change the camera.
I need to what? Oh, pinch it? Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
This is so weird doing this from 2 angles. I don't think I can zoom in anymore. Maybe I do need to stop the share. Can I take this and make host? Would that help anything at all? Pin video? How about that?
Yeah, now we can see you 2 times.
Great.
I pinned your video, so it's on my screen.
Okay. So, same thing with one sample Z. Sorry, one sample T. Okay, and remember, you guys see now how awkward the height is in my whiteboard here?
Yeah.
No standard deviation.
Samuel, the background.
Okay. Which is usually the case, right? It's very hard to know the standard deviation of an entire population. So this is where we use the one sample t-test. So what is our P here in phantoms?
Parameter.
Yep, but it's more specifically in the context of the problem.
Let's see.
Is the problem pasted somewhere or?
Should I?
The
Would that be helpful?
show soda and selling machine, like soda machine.
Here, let me post this in the chat. But yes, Ricky, that was it. So mean amount, right? We're talking means here. Of soda dispensed in all cups. Okay. All right. Same thing here. We got our sample, but P parameter context looking for the mean amount of soda dispensed in all cups. We're going down to our H. Let's see, let's call in somebody. Maciek, what's my H not?
Well,
Yep. Okay, in words, machine fills correctly. Lynn, what's my alternative hypothesis?
Overfilling. So bigger than 12.
Good. Machine overfills. Okay. Great. Now we gotta take a look at our assumptions. Are we random? Jamie, are we random?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So normal's a little bit different for this one because we can't look at MP greater than 30 or CLT actually. That's what I meant because we don't have more than 30. But remember, if we take a look at our, I guess you'd really have to graph this to see. But we don't have any, strong outliers or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and check off the normal one as well. All right, you can plot that thing if you don't believe me. Independent. I'll give you guys this one too. What do we have? Eight cups in that sample. Way more than 80 at a restaurant. So that's gonna be okay. All right. Questions up to here. Everything's pretty much the same so far, right? Okay, so when we name our test for this one sample T. Okay, just make like a little note. We don't have a standard deviation. Okay, so that's really the time when a t-test is appropriate. Okay. So to find our test statistic, and again, this is going to look pretty familiar. T equals, you got your X bar minus your mean not over standard error divided by square root Okay, so this is the one to get down here. This is where we deviate a little bit from what we did in the past. All right, questions on this?
Mr.
Is there
Fabian,
no O?
Yes.
Oh wait，
你先吧，你先吧。
没有没有，我没什么问题。
我就想问，what's the S again, Mr. Fabian?
What's the S?
Yeah.
Good question. Okay. Let me write a little reminder up here. So S, standard error, aka standard deviation of sample. Okay, so you guys got a little bit of work to do here to get that S. Okay, whether you plug it in the calculator, or whatever you guys do, that's how we're gonna find that S. Do we remember how to do that on the calculator? Should I do a quick little review?
One bar.
Yeah.
Stat.
Yeah, one bar stat. If I go to my TI here, sorry, I have to remake myself the host, I guess. Okay, so now I can share my screen again. So if we go into, we have to edit. Could someone read these off to me?
Oh, let me see.
11.88, 12.65, 12.49, 12.14, 12.25, 12.55, 12.08, 11.78.
Okay. So we go to vars. Hold on. Let's see if I remember this one. There we go. Stat, calc, one var stats, list one. Remember, we don't have a frequency list for these. Go straight to calculate. And there you go. Okay. So, yeah, go ahead.
But the SX is the S part of it?
Yep. So that's your standard error. They just kind of keep everything in terms of X in case there's a Y value associated. But yes, so that would be our SX. So if I go to the board, what was that 0.316? We got 8 in there. X bar 12.275 minus 12. Okay.
Wait, I don't think we can see it.
Do I need to stop sharing? Yeah, that's what I need to. Stop share. And then can I pin me? Spotlight video. Great. Okay, and that'll come out to about 2.03. So we'll go up here to the O. Okay, looking for P of T values greater than 2.03. And then remember our degrees of freedom.
Wait, where did you get 2.03?
It's the T.
Do this when I solved my test statistic. That's what I did when I calculated that earlier. Should be close to that. We good, Maciek?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So remember our degrees of freedom for a t-test is n minus 1. So 8 minus 1, just give you 7. Okay. Then I would go to my calculator. I don't remember what that was. Should come out to really small. We'll redo it here on the calculator, but it's going to be significant. Okay, so is significant at alpha 0.05. We reject. So if we reject, there is strong evidence the machine overfills. Okay. And we'll show everything again here on the calculator in a second. But that's the basis behind that. So really you're using this new T statistic to get your T value here, or your P value, instead of the Z statistic. And then we check that the same, right? You could do your curve the same here too, right? Wow, that one was bad. We got 2.03, so that'll be like out here. Way out here. Okay, more than 2 standard deviations away, so that's outside of the 95%. So I feel pretty good saying that it's pretty significant. Questions on this before I go back to my screen and talk about how we look at this on the calculator?
Mr. Fabian?
Yep.
So the S is there's strong evidence was that 2 word?
That the machine overfills. Remember when we talk about S, we either say there's strong evidence or there's not strong evidence, and then we talk about the alternative hypothesis right there. So that was our HA, right? There's strong evidence that the machine overfills.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at this on the calculator. All right, if I'm back in here, okay, the beauty of this is that you don't have to even get your mean and your standard deviation. If I just go into stat, tests, this will be t-test, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll go ahead and use data. We had our mean not at 12. We're using list 1. We're looking for greater. And then let's hope this works because I haven't tried this one in a minute. Okay, there you go. Oops.
Yeah.
Did in here. Let's draw it. That's what I meant to do. Okay. So you got your p-value here, less than the alpha.
0.05.
Yeah, 0.0409. So that's less than your 0.05. So we can say that's significant.
So how did you find the S right now with the list?
Yeah, so remember, S is your standard deviation of your sample, right? We call that standard error.
Yeah.
And that would be, if I go back to my stat, one variable stats. So this is giving you your standard deviation of the 8 values that we looked at from the sample.
But like right now you didn't plug it in, right?
Yeah, so you could have, if I go back, and stop me if I'm going too fast with this, right? If I go back to the t-test, right? This is just me using the data in the calculator, right? Giving the calculator a list. So we don't need to find X bar and S because it'll find it for you using the list. If we did the stat one, that'd be a good one to look at. Right? You just plug it in right here. Your 12.275 and your 0.31 and your N right here, and it would find it for you. Does that make sense, Samuel?
Yes.
So this would be one if like it just gave it to you in the question.
So what is the p-value? Because I understand the probability. But what is the t-value?
So it's the T is just like so that's the test statistic in Phantom. So as opposed to like comparing it as a z-score, it's comparing it as a T value. So similar to a z-score, just in terms of T.
I guess.
Sorry, Mache.
No, is it ever used in the equation or something?
What do you mean that test statistic?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just if you're going kind of old school and you were looking at the T chart.
Okay, I see.
That's where you would need it. But if you're doing everything on the calculator, you wouldn't really need it. Yeah, it's a good point. Any other questions on this here?
I'm confused. So how to use calculate?
Yep. Which part's confusing?
On this part. Like, oh no, it's how calculate is the S. I'm confused about that.
Yep. So okay, let's take a look at the list here. Sorry, stat, edit. Okay, so remember from the problem, Jerry, where they gave us the sample. Okay, so we had 8 samples here that they found out. So your S, which we also call standard error, that's going to be the standard deviation of your sample.
So this is standard deviation?
Yep, of the sample, right? When we did a z-test, we had the standard deviation of the entire population. So that's where we could use a z-test. But if we don't have the standard deviation of the entire population, like we did for this problem, we would need to find S, which would be the standard deviation of just a sample. Okay. So, and since it's not a true standard deviation, because it's not the entire population, we call it standard error.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's only finding it from this sample here, right? It might the true one might be bigger, might be smaller. We don't know, but we don't really need it.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yep. And if how to use calculator to calculate this? You just okay, got it.
So there's two different ways, right? We could go to the stat, calc, one var stats. Okay, but if you are doing a question like this, right, you can just plug in the list, and it'll do it for you when you do your t-test. If you just select the list when you do data. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and this was if you were doing one sample z-test, right? I don't think I mentioned this last class, but that's where you would use the z-test. Okay, so that you could pretty much read that as one sample z-test versus one proportion z-test. Okay. I wish it said that on here, but it doesn't. So
I have one more question.
Okay. Yep.
If you do the t-test, right?
Mhm.
If you have unequal t, like not if you choose the first option. Yes. What is the answer then? Like how is it like? What if we don't draw it?
What do you mean? Oh, if we don't draw it?
Like, is P then the basically the double?
Right. But for this one, remember the question we were asking if it overfilled it.
Yeah.
So that's what we were concerned about there. So that's why we'd only do one tail. Good questions. Okay, real quick, let's get through one more example here. Stop share. And then we're going to screenshot this. Let's see if I can upload this. Wish I could upload. Guess I can't. All right, score one for Microsoft Teams. So that would be Zoom 20, Microsoft Teams 1. Just kidding. Teams isn't that bad. Okay. Let me just, why don't you guys take a look at this? I'm going to share the screen. Not the screen I wanted to share. I would like this one. Okay, so the last type of test we have is a paired t-test, and it's pretty much the same as a t-test, to be honest with you guys. We're just looking at two different variables now. So go ahead and take a second to read the question. Okay, talking about caffeine here and as it relates to depression. Screenshot the question if you need to, whatever you guys got to do. When you guys are good, we'll flip back over to the board. Can I flip back?
Yeah.
Oh, you can draw on this too. Wow, that's useful. Okay. All right, so we're back at the board here. Okay. So what's our P here? What's our parameter in context?
I think it's proportion of people. Wait.
Careful with that P word, right? We're talking about means here.
Parameter, but
0.
Yep. Yeah. But let me write it out first. So we're looking for the mean difference. And when we say difference, we mean placebo minus caffeine of all caffeine dependent people. Okay, and as Maciek said, our H naught will be 0. Okay, so pretty much we're saying no effect. On depression. Oh, sorry. There you go, it's better. Okay, no effect on depression, I guess you should say. So what would our, I guess I should say that's mean not would be more correct. What would our other one be? Our HA?
More than 0?
Yeah. So we were looking for increase of depression. Okay. We'll talk about our A. We're over the 40 minutes, so I'll kind of speed through this a little bit. All right. We were random. I think you said SRS in there. We randomly selected the patients. Okay. If you graph this out, it will be normal. Okay, we don't have more than 30, so can't really talk about CLT. But that sample behaves normally, so that's okay. Okay, and then for the independent, will also be okay. All right, and this wasn't really from a population too, so we don't really care about independent. Doesn't really make a difference, but it'll be okay in this regard. Okay, so our name of the test will be paired t-test. And again, just give me a little note here. No standard deviation. Okay.
Yep.
So far, so good, guys? Okay, it's almost the exact same as a regular t-test, just kind of knowing what to look for with the differences here. Okay. Oh, I didn't put it. Great. Okay. So when we find t here, t would be our mean of that sample is going to be 7.36 minus mu naught, which is 0. Our standard error will end up being 6.92, I think it was. Seems high. Did I do something wrong? Let me check my key really quick. No, that seems about right. Yeah, those were kind of all over the place. That makes sense. Okay, so that'll come out to like 3.53, which is humongous. Or small, depending on how you look at it. So my TO, find my p-value of greater than 3.53 is very small. Probably be like all the way out here. Even then, that's probably too big. Okay, so we are definitely significant here. I think we were 0.01. We'll show this on the calculator too.
Yep.
So we reject. Sorry, I'm doing the shorthand here, right? But you guys get it, right? Significant at this level. So we reject, right? S, strong evidence for HA. Okay. No caffeine, you'll be depressed, basically, right?
Is it the same t-test on the calculator?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't think we really have a paired one on there. Let me check. No, yeah, it'll be the same test on the TI.
So it's basically the same. The paired.
Just don't. So my thing with this is just be careful with using this, right? Don't get sucked into using the 2 T interval. Okay, this is different. We will talk about 2 T interval in the next chapter. So just be careful with that. Okay. Just promise me you'll be careful with that. Let's take a look here on the calculator. If I can share correctly. Okay. So we'll go to stat, edit. Let's pick a new list. Can someone help me out with these?
Oh, let me see.
Here, I'll get it here. So we're looking for the difference, right?
Yeah. So it's 11.
Oops. Should probably show. Let's take a look at this first, actually. Uh, $11, 18, 1, 4, 6, 19, 6, 3, 13, 1, -1. What's Oh, it's because I did the. Whoops, I have to. How about that? Better? Great. So if I go to stat, tests, t-tests, data, our mean here, just be careful to put that at 0. We're going to go list 2. Here, list 2. And then we are looking for greater than. And we're going to draw. Let's change the color up. I like green. Okay.
We can't even see.
Right. So your p-value is very, very small there. And we were checking it at a pretty small level, 0.01, but even then we're still significant. Okay. Any questions on that, guys?
No.
So I will have a homework assignment posted for you guys. And if there are no other questions, we will end the meeting. I'm thinking of a good place to put the recording. Once I figure that out, I will let you guys know where it is. Just that way you guys have it. Okay. And if there are no more questions, you are free to take off.
Yeah. Mr. Fabian.
See you.
Bye.
Have a happy year.
See you, Mr. Vivian.
See you.
Have a nice day.